Hello everybody. As always, we will get started momentarily. Hello, hello, hello. Say hi in the chat. I'll be the first. Hi. What's up? All right, maybe I'll make this a little bit wider before we begin. Yes, a Sunday live stream, a rare one indeed. 5 minutes of tutorials, pretty decent. Hello, salams, something like that. Helani, hello. Yayat. Yayat, something like that, I think. All right, Vince. Hello, Sharma and Karma, right after each other. Kamel, Samnan, hello. Mendoza, hello. Universe Science, Latin, Saudi, Leaf. Yes. All right, that's enough of that. All right. I'm going to let some people filter in before I do the introduction and before we get started here. Oh, there's something I need to remember to do really quickly. There we go. I'm going to switch to something really quickly. I'm going to switch to a different feed. I'm going to go black for a second. I'm going to go completely blank because I need to do something. Don't worry. I have to get up my email client and I didn't want it to show on the screen. All right, there we go. I'm coming back. Don't worry. There we are. And we're going to get started momentarily. Let me go ahead and close that out and come up here. Sorry, I didn't prepare like I was supposed to, but don't worry, we're gonna keep on keeping on, essentially. Where do I go? Inventory, availability, past sponsorships. All right, so we're going to be doing a regular live stream today, but I'm also going to be working on tomorrow's video, like the regular uploaded YouTube video that I will do tomorrow. And what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of work on it, essentially, throughout this video. So I will do live UI, UX reviews, but intermittently, I'm going to be working in preparing this tutorial. The tutorial is going to be focused on, I think I'm going to take like maybe 3 examples from this live stream, from UI designs you've all submitted, and I'm going to ascertain whether or not I can improve them based on the photographs that are used. So tomorrow's video is going to be aimed at how to properly use good photographs in your UI designs. And I will use 3 examples from this stream where I will do a before and after in terms of improving them. So if I come across some, I may use yours and feature it in tomorrow's regularly uploaded video tutorial. So before we begin, you'll notice here in the YouTube description, the top link, click on it and it's going to take you here to porkbun.com where you can register a .design domain name. All right, so basically .design, if you're a designer and you have a portfolio, I think .design would be a great extension as opposed to something like a .net or .me or whatever. .design really speaks and resonates with your audience. There's a ton of massive companies that use it. Adobe, for instance, has used it, a bunch of other ones. And you also get access to free SSL as well as free, I believe it's like limited hosting as well. So definitely check out .design and enter your new .design domain name. They are the sponsors of this stream, along with the next two at least. So that's cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. The first one was Samnan, as you know, is almost always the case. So let's check this out over here. All right. All right, learning app design. All right, so my initial impression here for this one is pretty solid. So looking at this, hi Andrew, welcome back. Progress, preparation, lessons learned. This is a little bit confusing. The radial progress bars, I'm not exactly sure like what's being completed and what's not maybe. It's a little bit disorienting, I guess. Plus having two different types right next to each other. Might want to rethink that, but in terms of UI design here, everything here is solid from what I see. Very solid design. The white theme, same thing. Pretty solid. Might want to work in a little bit more contrast in this area with the button background, selected button background here along with this background, but you know, for what it is, pretty solid. Especially if you design it yourself and if you really are like 5 years old. I forget. Sam Nan says something like 13 or 14 years old. So anyhow, what do you guys think he should get for a rating? 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. You can let me know in the chat, and I will let you know here in about 10 to 15 seconds what I think should be a rating for this design. I'm going to go ahead and give this one a rating of... Yeah, it's a little bit higher up there, I think. So we're going to do a rating of 7.6, 7.7. Pretty decent. All right, very good. Let's go back here. Let me close this out. All right, so next up, let's see here. We have GD. This is obviously a chat application. I would like to see a different color for this panel, because then it kind of gets lost right here in this area. So I would take, you know, this right sidebar, give it maybe a slightly darker color or the same color as this background over here. And then that way it's structured a tad bit more. I just think it's a little bit, I don't know, unstructured in this area. Outside of that, you know, it's pretty standard. You know, the Skype way of approaching conversations and others, of course. It looks pretty solid outside of that. There's another one right here. Remy Premium, upgrade your messaging experience now. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's completely completed here, but for what it is, again, real low contrast between your panels. I almost think you could probably increase the contrast a little bit more by making this a little bit darker. This search box gets a little bit lost or hidden, so maybe a slightly darker, barely, maybe a shade darker on this background right here. But yeah, other than that, pretty good. What do you think this person should get for a rating? 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. I have a headache. I'm not doing well right now. I have to increase my energy. What about my green screen? Maybe I'm going to turn off that music. There, I turned it off. This there's not a ton horribly wrong that's happening with this. I'm just gonna give it a 6.8. It looks like, yeah, that's okay with me. Let's continue on. I'm hoping to get one that's like that has like photographs and stuff. Okay, here's potentially one. All right. We help you bloom your indoor jungle. All right. We help you bloom your indoor jungle. Okay, learn more, contact us. I'm not a big fan of the orange drop shadow that's coming out there slightly. I would probably just remove that. Pretty cool photographs used here for the plants. I personally wouldn't use this one first because it's just like the gray is like, it's just like a medium gray, which never really looks that great. I think if you use this one or maybe even this one, because I like the high contrast and almost the black here, or even this one compared to this one. Like this one is like the worst one in my opinion, but the other ones are pretty good. I would probably stick with one of those, showing those first. Coming down here, we have like a little bit of watermark. A lot's happening here in this area. I think it could be reduced just by removing one of the elements. Not a huge fan of like the whole vignette right here on there. I would probably remove those. You have a lot just happen over here. I would simplify it. Dedicated to growth. Yeah, I would left align this stuff instead of center aligning it. Yeah, there's not a lot of white space too between these two elements here. So I would fix that. I like this, and most importantly, plants your way. I do like that, like label and title here. Yeah, I'm not sure about the drop shadows either. This part's pretty decent. Again, I would probably also not use this pinkish color for the watermark. Maybe just go gray. Barely lighter than this color, or barely darker rather. All right, well, at least you're not using just placeholder values like 50% of the people who submit these submissions. So yeah, probably left align this and or make it span 100% width, just like these form elements. I like this. The footer's good. All right, so just alignment issues here and there. You could bump it up like probably a point or two just by addressing the stuff that I mentioned. For the most part, you know, all the things that need to be there are there. The contrast is there, so you can read it, the scale, the size of things, pretty good. So what do you guys think this person should get for a rating? 1 being the worst and 10 being the absolute best. Yeah, I'm going to say for this one, I'm going to rate it a 6.3 or so, 6.5 or something like that. All right. Thank you for that submission. Let's continue on. All right, let's refresh this. That was a little bit too quick there. All right, so I'm a web developer and a machine learning enthusiast with a passion for creating impactful products, web apps, and services. All right. I'm going to scroll down just to see what else is happening here. So it's kind of like one of these interesting modern takes. Seems like everybody has a COVID-19 tracker in their portfolio these days. All right. Are these floating? Nope. You want to make sure that those are like floating labels at the very least. So when you click on it, the labels will float back up to the top. That way they're not lost. It's just an accessibility thing. I talk about this all the time though. Yeah, overall I like the aesthetic. It's modern. These blips are good. See if these work well. They do. At least you're not using a hamburger menu because you only have 2 links. I see people do that on these types of layouts sometimes. They will unnecessarily use a hamburger menu, and you don't want that. Yeah, pretty good overall. What do you guys think this person should get for a rating? 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. Somebody said my rating system's broken because they don't agree with my decisions. This one, this is a good one. I'm gonna give this one a let's see here. We'll give this one like a 7.5 or so. Yeah, someone agrees. All right. A few people agree with that one. My rating system's broken. All right, we got a super chat, so we're going to thrust him to the beginning of the line. All right, let's find that one. That was Top Kick. Let's do a search. All right, thank you for the super chat. We have some issues here, so your money is well spent because I'm going to help you out. All right. Let's first drink water. All right. Hey, Salesforce. First of all, this right here being so close is not ideal. The navigation being really close to the logo, because it kind of gets lost a little bit. Having your search icon right next to your social media icons, not ideal as well, because semantically these are different things. These are 2 different things. You have a search thing here, and then you have these right here next to it, and they're all styled the same though, as though they're the same type of thing. So you want to separate that out. What I would do is probably stick to, I mean, if you're going to have this left align navigation, push it over a little bit more, and maybe make it like a black or a dark gray. That way it's not the same color as the logo. And also include this magnifying glass maybe at the end here of about. Also, you could spread these out a tad bit more white space. Big issue right here. We can see hardly any white space between these 3 elements. They are so pushed together. So we have a margin bottom of 1 rem. Let's push that to 4 rem units. And that's an improvement already. Another thing here, choose the tag of your interest below, or you can search for specific articles from the search bar. There's just, again, there's not a lot of white space between them. Also, it's not designed very well because you can see a tiny little slither of a white right here. That doesn't look good. So I would change that area up in terms of the design. Get off of here. What the? Jesus. Okay. So, I mean, I'm not sure if I can make a quick adjustment to this or not. Yeah, but either way, I just think there's too much. It's all white. Like, I would probably change these so the background is closer to this color right here, and then use white text, because you're just kind of like, you're being bombarded with a bunch of buttons. So I would maybe even reduce the number. Get rid of this bottom row too. All right, so what is this? Scroll down. All right. So we have how to put Einstein. Okay, so these are basically recent posts. Again, like we have alignment issues here and white space issues. The recent posts right here, it's pushed over to the right a little bit, and you just don't need that. Like margin left. No, we don't want margin left. Instead, we're going to do margin bottom 2 M units. There we go. Now you can clearly see recent posts as a label compared to it being smashed up where it was before. And then these actual cards right here, you don't need this. You don't need the, what's it called? Trying to find out where the box shadow has been added. Well, it's on one of these. Oh, there it is. Yeah, do that instead. Like this right here, it just makes it look cheesy and outdated. This is something we used to do, but in modern web design, you don't do this for the most part. Okay, you just if you want a shadow, make it very subtle. For instance, let me help you out here. You can do this, and then instead of a 20 pixel spread here or blur, we could do like 4 pixels. And we'll make this 3, and then like 3 pixels here, and then come out, take this down ever so slightly, maybe make this 3 as well. And then you can have a very subtle shadow like this. It's like the material design shadow. I think that's a lot more effective than what you had before. So let's refresh this, take a look at what this looks like now with my changes, but then we're gonna reverse it to the original, and I think it's objectively truth that I improved it. Coming down, yeah, so that's basically it. Probably could work a little bit on, you know, the type inside. It's not too bad, but I think there's a lot happening. These are kind of large, and there's a lot of, I would reduce the amount of content that's inside of these because there's a lot happening in each one. All right, so what do you think this person should get for a rating? 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. For me, I'm going to give this a rating of... I think it's going to be like a 5.8. The part that really kills it is just like this really blank area. It's kind of empty. Somebody said 10. This is the person who submitted it probably. All right, I'm just joking. Thank you, though, for the super chat. We got another super chat as well from this person. And it's not working. Like, where is it? Oh, right there. Okay. Hey Gary, my side project, it's a site for tabletop RPG content creators so they can create and share their content. Early development, but check these pages out too if you can. All right, so thank you for the super chat. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing any with photographs that I want to use yet for tomorrow's video, so we'll just keep on going. All right, so... let's see here. Who is messaging me? No, I'm not reading your message. All right. About fables. Okay, so this right here. Well, okay. I would change this type or this copy rather. About fables. That's boring. You can make that into something much better. It's a platform. There's a typo right there. Platform to create and use fully integrated RPG materials, providing tools to improve the gameplay experience in a future homebrew marketplace. So I'd come up with a better headline right here for sure. This area, This is kind of long, especially on this resolution where we're almost out to 4K resolution. So I would break this up into a couple lines at least, or even 3 lines, so that a person doesn't have to scan all the way from left to right. Pretty good call to action right here, and then sub call to action. So I like these. Write, read, roll. We'll check the responsiveness. And that looks good. Pretty good section down here for the footer. What are the other pages? What did I do here? There we go. Roadmap. All right, so now, soon, later. This is pretty good. No problem there. Let's check out the other page. All right, this is the index. A little strange that with these colors here, they're kind of yellowish in the background of the type, and I kind of want to change that to something else. Let me experiment. Maybe we'll go slightly like this, like right there, D, F, E3, E8. I kind of like that a little bit more than the other one that they had. But again, that could be almost subjective. Let me refresh it to show you what it looked like originally. I mean, it's not bad. I can see they kind of started using something similar down here already. All right, this is solid though. Yeah, I don't have any problem with this. This is good. I just think this area could be improved in terms of ad copy. Maybe even using a really, like a photograph background that's watermarked really dark, like people playing an RPG tabletop game or something. I think that would be cool. So yeah, maybe, or you could do like a 2-column where this is left aligned, and then over here there's some sort of like RPG character or something, like an illustration of sorts that could really pop out, and that could be really cool if you use the right thing. All right. So yeah, thank you for the super chat. What do you people think he should get for a rating? 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. Oh, I have to take this. We put an offer on a house, and then we're going to find out if they accepted it or not. Hello. Good
morning, it's Andrea.
Yes, good. You?
Yes, good. They sent a counter offer.
Okay.
312, and they are asking for 10 days after closing for possession. Because they're building, and I guess they don't want to rent. Or we can bump out closing to 45 days if you want.
So does that mean? All right, sorry. I'm in the middle of a YouTube live stream on my channel. All these people are watching me. No, it's fine. It's fine. I told them I wanted to find out anyway, so I did it. All I want is like clarification that the 10 days after, you say they want a 10 days extra, essentially.
Yeah, 10 days after you close.
Okay.
For, till they turn over the keys.
Okay. Okay.
Sometimes in our area it's 30 days, but, I always mark one, like immediate possession, unless somebody swaps. So
Okay.
that's up to you guys.
So we're looking at around 40 days if everything goes out normal. Okay. Let me talk to Steph, and I'll get back to you in like an hour or half an hour. All right. All right. Thanks. All right. Bye. All right. Yeah, we put an offer on a house last night, and they just counter offered us. We put an offer for $305,000, and then they were asking $319,000, so we like put 14 less, and they countered from 305 to 312. So I got to talk to my wife about it. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so now, what is I going to rate this? You guys already did the rating. Sorry about that. Not very professional here. This is pretty solid, so I'm going to give this a, let's see here, a 7.1 or 2, 7.2 or so. All right. Continuing on. Okay. Next up. I don't think there was any more super chats, right? I want to make sure. No, there was not. Okay. I love using 7.2. Maybe, yeah, maybe somebody should come up with stats about how often I use certain numbers. I'm sure I'm like using certain like 0.2 or 0.3 like a little too often. Okay. Coming up to the next person that was in line. Was it this person? No, it wasn't. We already checked that one out. Hyposim. All right, Brendan Arakaki. Somebody said, will there be any of these next week? Actually, I'm doing these a bunch. On Wednesday, I'm going to be live streaming on the Free Code Camp YouTube channel again at 10:30 a.m. because I did it last Wednesday too. So, and then the Wednesday after that, I'll be doing it as well. But I'm also going to be doing my own live stream because I have a sponsor here who I guaranteed 4 live stream videos in 1 month. So I'm doing 2 of these a week essentially. So just check the Discord server, join up there. I usually announce them, although I didn't today for this one. All right, so my first impression here looking at this is I'm not sure. There's a lot happening. I think it needs to be simplified. One great way you can do that when you're using these I'm not sure what you would refer to these as, like as social proof or not social proof, but these trust, like these other brands that you've worked with and somehow are affiliated with. One great way to deal with those, and this is the grid, is to take down a notch in terms of the contrast, and then also you need more white space. So we're going to do, yeah, maybe like 5 M units, 0. So now we've simplified this page quite a bit just by making 2 changes to the CSS. So this is what I had before, or this is what I changed it to. Now let's refresh back to what it was originally, and you'll see it's just too cluttered. Yeah, it's just way too cluttered here. So hopefully you take that advice there. These are kind of like their own little cards. I think you could also probably, again, I mean, if you spread things out more, it's going to help so much better. Like, where's the section right here? Again, like margin just says auto. We want to do, again, like 7 M units in auto or even more. Now look at that. That's better. It has room to breathe. So you were suffering from lack of white space ism, if that's a thing. It's not a thing. All right. Types of content. I like this. I like these little design, graphic design. I like those. I don't know why I haven't seen that before, but it just gives it color, and it makes it interesting. So I like that. I like this over here too. Again, not a lot of white space between your sections. This here is its own section, and then this is a new section, but it's really close. Push that down, margin top on this element. When it comes to these type of situations where you're having photographs or thumbnails, you want to make sure they're high enough resolution so that they don't become pixelated like they are here on my screen. Or what would make sense is to keep this smaller, not make this go this large. This section is not good in my opinion. It's probably the weakest section right here, just because we have a background here. It's looks like it might be pixelated, so the quality doesn't look good. This Vimeo embed, it's just a screenshot of a Vimeo. Like, it doesn't look good at all. And then this with the opaque white panel here. Yeah, I would rethink, this section compared to like this right here. Like, this is like 5 3, 4, 5 points better than this. So there's an issue of design quality, I would say. So try to get this improved in some way, shape, or form. I like this section down here. This is very unique, kind of cool. Hire Me is kind of hidden down here at the bottom. All right, what do you think this person should get for a rating? 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. It's a lot. It's interesting because there's like, it looks like 2 different designers worked on parts of it. A 2. This is much better than a 2. Now, come on. For me, we're going to go a 6.9. Just because there's other areas that are just pulling it down in quality. All right, we have another super chat. So let's do a search there. By the way, we've been going for 32 minutes, which means that we must, oh boy, I should have saved the URL. What am I doing? 1 second. We must mention the sponsor of this live stream, which is Pork Bun, and you all can get your free design domain name, which is great for those of you who are designers and want to have a portfolio. It really speaks to your audience much more. It's relevant. So like I said, great for design portfolios out there. And you know, big brands like Adobe are using them, the .design domain extension. And it comes with a bunch of cool tidbits, like the free SSL, a free site builder, which I don't think you would need, and free Who Is Privacy, a free hosting trial, and email trial. So definitely check that out. It's the top link in the description here on YouTube. Let's continue on. Tim W. Let's find that real quick. All right. Thank you for the super chat. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I drank a little bit too much alcohol last night, so I'm not on my game right now. I got to stop that. All right. What is happening here? This it was very similar to the old school Windows startup noise. All right. Get tickets, coaching sessions, partners, about, practical, program. All right. So very unique. However, we're lacking something big, and that is, what is this? What is this about? I mean, I understand it's a desktop, and that's cool, but you still have to address these issues about, okay, like such as, you know, one of the primary UX concerns is okay, what is this site about? What is this page about? That's not addressing like coaching sessions for what? So if I double click this, sign up for a coaching session with one of our experts and gain invaluable insight into their field of work. Again, I have no clue what I'm getting here. What's program? Yeah, I'm not sure what this is. About. It's an annual design and technology conference organized by the city of Brussels. This year is being hosted in blah, blah, blah. So I would put something like that. I mean, I can see up here you have the design and technology conference Brussels 2020, but it's like a part of this logo, and some people may glaze over that. So I would maybe launch with this little window up, already open. I would do that. That way we address that issue. What is this? Outside of, like, you know, having a bad trip and thinking that you've been thrust back into 1998 or whatever. I do think it's cool, the whole the loading graphic and all that. Nailed the whole aesthetic. Very cool. What would be cool is if this was full width to the right and left. I know you wanted to maintain the 4:3 whatever ratio of this, the whole CRT monitors back then, but I think it would be cool if it was responsive and it went all the way to the right and left. But other than that, you did a good job nailing the whole aesthetic back then with CSS and all that. So yeah, look at this. This is cool. Awesome. All right. So what do you guys think this person should get for a rating? 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. Yeah, what does happen if I narrow the screen? It just stays there. Okay. All right. For what this is, you know, there's some issues. So I'm just going to have to rate this a flat out 7. It looks like a lot of you disagree with me and think it should be rated higher. But you know what? I mean, it is unique, but it's not 100% because I've seen this done more than several times. So it's still good, and it's great execution though. All right, so thank you for the super chat for sure. Who's up next? I think it was this person. All right, refresh, just a subtle fade in here. DevHost 20, may the source be with you. All right, I like that. It's unique, but I think the type needs to be worked on. You know, we have this, I really like this type right here, but then it looks like we have a different font. Let's check that out with what the font or what font. This is Gilmer, heavy in outline, and then this is Open Sans. I think we should just change that to Gilmer too. Let's see what happens if we do. And it's not working. Hold on a second. Let me find this. There we go. I'll just copy that. Yeah, I kind of like that better because now it's more consistent, you see? Also, a little bit more white space. We'll do a margin bottom. Like of 1M unit there. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. So this is the, these are my changes, and let's refresh it to look at the original. Yeah, it's just a little bit too condensed there, and I think changing this would be, and also I'd probably change it to this Gilmer, but also use maybe a lighter font weight rather than using the heavy one. Outside of that, I really like these colors. They work well. Secondary call to action, very good. This part here is pretty good. I'm not a fan of the white space here. I would probably just push this all out all the way to the left and right. I like the headlines. I do like these sections and in the colors especially. This is a good like panel background color. Yeah, these are all pretty solid. What font is that? Oh, that's that Gilmer. That's Gilmer Medium. Okay. I really like that font. I'm going to start using it. In fact, I'm going to install it. Is it free? Sorry, I'm just gonna. I'll put this off to my other monitor so I don't forget. We'll do that later. All right. So, what do you think this person should get for a rating? 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. This is a good usage of a photograph background. It doesn't distract you too much. You know, it's been pushed to the background. In terms of contrast, it's not high. It's not high contrast, so it's good. Footer is broken, somebody said. Doesn't look that broken. I mean, yeah. For me, I'm just going to give this a 7.8. Yeah. I think that's pretty fair right there. Close to an 8. All right, thank you for that. Who is up next? Grayscale Valley. It's a free-to-use SVG library. All right, how long have we been streaming for, by the way? Oh, 45 minutes. So we'll do this about 15 more minutes. All right, Grayscale Valley. Well, it's certainly Grayscale website here. Let's click off of this thing. Home gallery license. We're using kind of a different pattern here, having the logo on the right and this on the left. What I would do in this hero section right here is I would really like to see some sort of grayscale graphic. I don't want to have to scroll down in order to see what you're talking about. So I would take this graphic and like maybe put it somewhere in the background, or you can create 2 columns and have it on the right, like real large. That way you can really feature, you know, one of the illustrations that are a part of the SVG library and not force people to have to scroll down to see it. Other than that, pretty good here. Very simple. Yeah, I mean, not too much for me to critique. So what do you guys think this person should get for a rating? 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. MSA Clutch YT. You need to mention your Discord username. I'm going to rate this just for what it is. A 6.5 or maybe a little bit higher than that. All right, thank you for that submission. Next up, I'm going to try to find this person's YouTube user or Discord username just by searching that. No. Yeah, so the person who just submitted this super chat, please mention your Discord username. Thank you. All right, next up, stclair.net. All right. All right, so we got some issues. Oh, yeah. Okay, so one issue is, why is this like a, I don't understand. It looks like a banner up here. It doesn't extend to the right and left, and that's really throwing it off. The logo needs to be reworked, honestly. You're mixing font types, and there's too much type in the logo itself. Not enough white space around the nav bar, around this logo. And then we have like random AA. Like, what is happening here? Yeah, there's a lot of just cluttered mess occurring here, unfortunately. So I would, you know, in these cases, first of all, you're going to want to go to scrimba.com, and then you're going to want to take my course, the UI Design Bootcamp. All right, this is going to teach you from scratch UI design fundamentals. So definitely check that out. Also, go to sites like Dribbble for inspiration for web design. So just come out here and just type, click on web design. And, you know, just take a moment to really take in different designs, many of them, hundreds of them. Start to, even as a matter of practice, just replicate some of these designs. Don't use and don't steal them, but it's going to help you develop an eye, certainly. Down here, this section a little bit is a lot better than what's occurring up here. Like this nav bar you definitely have to improve that. All right, so rating for this, 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. This should be interesting. I'm getting water all over me. I don't know how to drink water, apparently. We're going to give this one a 3.7. All right. Just because it's really outdated, and this section, you know, is very pixelated. There's a lot of issues here. Keep at it though, and take my suggestions, definitely. All right, so we had yet another one. Did this person who submitted this other super chat, MS, did they mention their Discord username? My Discord ID is right there. Okay, there we go. Please check Alphex. Okay. Oh my God, we haven't seen one of these. You know, there was a time like last year or the end of 2018 when I was doing these live reviews, like almost everybody was I would get like 5 to 10 of these submissions that were using these I don't even know what you call them, like these Vertus sort of background here, these particle backgrounds. I would probably opt not to use that anymore, just because it was a trend. It came and then it's been gone for a while. I mean, you can still use it if you want, but it is a little bit distracting being so quick. Alpha Cyber Solution. So this is not good headline, because you're just like, what does Alpha Cyber Solution even mean? It transfers technology vision into reality. Again, what does that even mean? It's very abstract. You need to address, you need to be more specific. Also need to fill out this area a little bit more here. I mean, you could easily, for this resolution at least, have 2 columns and then have this right here, maybe right aligned. Have a call to action. There's no call to action here outside of this stuff up here, but you need a primary call to action. You know, every page should have a destination or a goal that you want people to end up on. Is it for them to sign up? Is it for them to you know, purchase a product or enter an email? So definitely address that. This part's definitely better. This is a lot better than just this up here. These are good, pretty good card designs right here. This is very good. I like this. Uneven white space, so you want to even that out. On the bottom's hardly any, and then there's a good amount up top, so just have this amount down here. Quality skills. Again, I'm not a big, I like the design of it, like the colors, but I'm not a fan of using these progress bars, because they're going to think, oh, this person's digital and marketing and SEO is like the worst one out of there. Like, I wouldn't, especially when they're all pretty consistent. I'd figure out a different way to present this information. This is good. This is all good. Yeah, I mean, this all is pretty, it's a lot more solid than what's happening up here. So what do you think this person should get for a rating? 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. I'm going to give this one a 7.3. I think it could be higher, but that top section was just kind of pulling stuff down. Yeah, don't message me on Discord because I'm not going to check it out during the live stream. All right. All right, who was the next one? Miko. Oh, wait. What is happening? Zahid, you did not mention your Discord username, unfortunately. So I'm going to need to know. Oh, they're right there. I think that was it. Let's go there. That was the person who submitted it. Yeah. No more super chats, by the way, people, because I'm going to be done here real soon from user. And if you send a super chat after this point in time, I won't get to it. Please, Mr. Gary, have a look at my website. I'll get to learn new things and overcome my mistakes. Okay. Too much clutter. First of all, too much stuff happening. You have a background element, and then you have all this stuff on top of it sitting, and this is a high contrast background element. And so it's kind of hard to see what's exactly happening. Your call to action buttons, projects, and services are hidden. Those are supposed to really come out. I would take this graphic, right align it in its own little column over here, and then left align all this stuff to the left, and make sure your project and services buttons stick out more. Maybe use this color here for the backgrounds. Coming down, too much white space here. I would push that up a bit more. Find a different way to put all this information, and also mixing a lot of bold in here. There's a lot of things that are bold. Kind of makes it harder to read. So I would definitely improve that. Get rid of the drop shadows that are occurring here. Don't need those. Skills. I would make it so that there's not as much white space between them. They all seem quite disconnected. Probably same thing with here, right here. I would also reinforce your visual hierarchy between these two elements. The fact that this is bold and larger is good, but there's a lot of white occurring here. So what we can do to help remedy that is we can take color, not gray, but we'll get this color right here, and we'll come up like right around there. It's a little bit better in my opinion. More white space inside the cards as well. So you have padding at 15 pixels. Let's do 2M units. At least 2M units. Now they have more room to breathe. They look a lot better. So here's what I changed it to. Let's refresh it. And that's what was there before. So definite improvement there. Get rid of the drop shadows there. Again, change that color. Too much white happening here. Not really sure where to look. All right, so what do you think this person should get for a rating? 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. I love how people just keep messaging me thinking I'm going to check their Discord. Message. This is the worst part because it's just too cluttered. You don't need a hamburger menu either. Just list all that stuff up here for desktop. All right, I'm going to rate this one like a 5.9 or so. All right, next up, there was another super chat. Message retracted, MSA clutch. Wait, didn't we do that already? Well, either way, I don't see a Discord username there. My Discord username here is Miko1991. Oh, what am I doing? Did I just go to Google and type that? I meant to go here. My brain's not working correctly. Here is the website. All right, would definitely use a different picture of you. You don't look happy at all. You're like, what the hell am I doing here? I hate this. I hate that I have to take a picture. It also doesn't work well because it's grayscale, and there's color around it, especially with this this outer glow here. So I would change that. My name's blah, blah, blah. I'm a UX designer, web developer. Okay. Make that a little bit quicker. Sometimes those are a little bit annoying because you have to sit there and wait for it just to see what you are. So maybe present that in a different light. There's other ways to do it where you just list them all out. That would look pretty good. Let's see here. All right, so we have random, these hills, these designs, these curves. They don't really work well right here because it looks like they're just kind of slapped on, and there's two of them with different colors. And then, right, hey, I think I used to have that microphone. I think I still have it. It's like a Shure. Anyhow, so I think, yeah, you could definitely improve this. What I would do personally, get rid of both of these elements. I'm not sure if you bake them into the image or not. I mean, I'm not sure. This looks like it's probably baked in there as well. Oh, no, it's not. And then just take this, and we'll do a it's screwing up the rest of everything down here, but I think that would be better. Just starting like a flat photograph of that microphone area like that. These being all the way to the left and right against the edge, I wouldn't do that, especially when you have a defined container here. About me, why choose me. Little small on the type here. I'd probably keep it the same size as this. I really like this section. I like the colors. They're vibrant. They stick out. This is probably the best area. Again, a little bit larger on the type. I would make these white like that, but with no stroke, because they don't really contrast well with that background. All right, what do you think this person should get for a rating? 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. Fan Tong has been put in detention for spamming. All right. Oh, dark mode. There we go. I'm gonna give this one. This is the best part. I'm gonna give this one a 6.2 or so. I'm thinking. All right. Thank you for that super chat. Who is up next? It looks like that is it. Trying to find that other person's name, but I don't see them submitting. MSA Clutch YT. Again, I don't remember if I got to theirs or not. Anyhow, just message me if not. All right. How long have we been going? 1 hour and 3 minutes. So we're over. So that means, let's see, 1 second before I do this. I will be live streaming on this Wednesday coming up at 10:30 a.m. So 3 days from now, I'll be on the Free Code Camp YouTube channel streaming once again. And that was a busy, there was just about 800 people watching. So that was cool. So let's go ahead and mention the sponsor one more time of this stream, which is Pork Bun. You can go there to the top link in the YouTube description to register your .design domain name today. Again, if you're a designer and you're having a portfolio built or whatever, definitely take advantage of the .design domain name. Especially, it's relatively new, so it's not going to be cluttered with so many different unavailable domain names like a .com, for instance. So definitely check that out. You get with them free Whois Privacy, free SSL certificates, free hosting trial, and free email trial. So definitely take advantage of that. And yes, I will see you guys soon. I'll be live streaming on my own channel in about a week, maybe next Sunday. I'm not sure yet. Maybe this Friday. I don't know. But yeah, definitely this Wednesday coming up on the Free Code Camp channel. I will see you soon. All right. Goodbye.